Good day, students. Welcome to our subject in Condominium Concept and other specialized. My name is Michael Victor A. Gonzales, and I will be your instructor for this subject. So, the course description is designed to provide the information, knowledge, and skills to better understand the concept of a condominium. And this course will establish a foundational knowledge of the condominium industry and the role of a real estate service professionals. Part of our discussion is to highlight the benefits and opportunities of a career in a condominium real estate industry and focusing on the practical aspect of management and communication in condominiums. The following topics will be among those covered: the development of a condominium, the first year, preparing for and managing board and general meetings, contracting, staff management, condominium insurance, communication, writing, and negotiation. And also part of it is ethics, as well as dispute resolution and conflict avoidance. At the end of this course, the student must be able to describe how condominiums are developed and administered in the Philippines. Explore the purposes, the procedures, and also the responsibilities of a real estate service professionals in the various types of meetings in a condominium. And also to interpret insurance, contracts, employment matters, and documents as they relate to the administration of a condominium. And also apply a communication, writing, negotiation skills related to condominium administration. And also they explore the ethics, personal and professional management, and conflict resolution in a condominium setting. So let's begin. So first, let's discuss the condominium concept. A condominium or condominium housing was basically born out of the condition of limited space. So in the Philippines, the concept of condominiums was formally recognized with the passage by Congress on June 18, 1966 of the Republic Act number 4726 entitled An Act to Define Condominium, establish requirements for its creation, and govern its incidence. A condominium is defined as an interest in a real property consisting of a separate interest in a unit in a residential, industrial, or a commercial building, and an undivided interest in common, directly or indirectly, in the land on which it is erected and in other areas of the building. So, what is a unit? So, this is the space encompassed by the interior surface of the floor, the ceilings, the walls, and the exterior doors and windows, which is susceptible of what we call independent use and ownership. A unit is a part of the condominium project, which is intended for any type of independent use or ownership, including one or more rooms or space located in one or more floors or part of floors in a building or buildings and such accessories as may be appended thereto. So what are the common areas? So the common areas are the means that the entire project, excepting all the unit, separately granted or held or reserved. It refers to the weight, bearing walls, the columns and beams, stairways, halls, and elevators. And also including the electrical, the water, and plumbing systems, and amenities in a condominium project. So let's discuss the type of common areas. Let's start in a general or what we call the undivided. So this is the common area not subject to the exclusive use of any one or group of owners. For example, will be the swimming pool, the hallway, stairway, and also the elevator. The one that is limited or divided is allocated with exclusivity to the common areas. It is used by one or group of unit owners. Okay, let's discuss the extent of interest in common areas. In the absence of any provision in the master deed, all unit owners shall have an equal share in the common areas. The master deed may provide any of the following alternatives: equal sharing, sharing based on value, and also the sharing based on unit area in relation to total area. So, common area versus the condominium unit. So, in Limson versus Wakwak Condominium Corporation, GR number 188802 on February 14, 2011, the Supreme Court held that an electrical panel which function as utility installation should not be considered as part of the unit. Okay, why? Because it should be deemed part of the common area since its functions to serve the interest of the common to the dwellers. So there is a what we call mutual interest among the unit owners. So the electrical panels location should inside the unit, notwithstanding, it is not automatically considered as part of it. Okay? So to divide a real property. So what does it mean? So it means to divide the ownership thereof or other interests therein by conveying on or more condominiums therein, but less than the whole thereof. What are the major documents in a condominium project? The first is the condominium certificate of title. It is also commonly known as a CCT, and it is the evidence of ownership of the condominium unit. For example, it is comparable to our transfer certificate of title for the land ownership. Tax declaration. It refers to tax assessment and tax due on the condominium unit and share in the common areas. The certificate of management is a document issued by the condominium corporation that the conveyance is in accordance with the master deed or restrictions. Next is master deed. This one, it refers the enabling act of any condominium project. In the word enabling, it enables the condominium to exist and governs its existence. So the deed of restriction is the one that lays down the provisions for management body, the insurance coverage, the maintenance costs, and assessment basis and audit. The Articles of Incorporation is the one that establishes the birth and guidelines of bylaws of the Condominium Corporation. Next is the rules and regulations. It determines what unit owners and tenants can and cannot do. Okay. Let's discuss the condominium master deed and declaration of restrictions. The enabling or master deed may be amended or revoked upon the registration of an instrument executed by simple majority of the registered owners of the property. Simple majority shall be on a per unit basis if the project is exclusively for residential or commercial. In case of mixed use, the simple majority shall on a floor area of ownership basis. So let's discuss about the condominium master deed and declaration of restrictions. Any amendment or a revocation shall be submitted to the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development and the city or municipal engineer for approval before it can be registered. So, number one is a description of land or lot, the description of the building, description of the building, the common areas and facilities, description of interest acquired by the unit owners in the common areas and land, and the purpose for which the building and the units are to be used, and also the certification by registered owner of the property if he or she is other than those executing the master deed, that he consents to the registration of the deed. So, what are the deed of restrictions? So, it indicates the following. Number one is the management body. And the second is the provisions for insurance coverage. And the third is the provision for the maintenance of common areas and facilities. Fourth, it's a sharing of realty tax on common areas. And also the manner of amending restrictions, independent audit, assessment and use, and project partitioning and dissolution of the condominium corporation. Okay, so let's talk about the need for a condominium corporation. It started with a necessity for creation. The organization of a condominium corporation is optional if no unit will be sold to foreigners. The corporation is mandatory if some units, not to exceed 40%, will be sold to the foreigners. In such case, like the title to the land shall be transferred to the corporation, so it is to comply with the constitutional mandate that a corporations may acquire a real estate provided that at least 60% of the capital or the membership is Filipino. The purposes of a corporation. This is to hold the title to the land and act as the management body. Okay, what about the conflicts with master deed? So, in case of conflict between the provisions of the articles of incorporation of the condominium corporation and the master deed, okay, the latter shall prevail based on the following reason. It is the master deeds that give birth to the condominium project, and the condominium corporation shall not conflict with the master deed. Next is the term of corporation. The life of the condo corporation is coterminous with the duration of the condominium project.